Hold on to your capacitors. Today we're going to play Fluxx. Fluxx, the card game that goes from easy to insane in less than one round. This game begins with a very, very simple set of rules, but the chaos comes from you, the player. As gameplay unfolds, players will play cards with new rules, adding more and more complexity with each round. Fluxx can be played with as few as 2 people, but it's best to gather more and play with 4 to 5, or go crazy and let more people in. Fluxx even allows more players to be dealt in mid-game. Object: to be the first player to reach the goal. And what is the goal? Well, that will reveal itself later. Setup: place the basic rule card in the center of the table. Shuffle the deck and deal 3 cards to each player. Place the remainder of the deck face down next to the basic rules to form a draw pile. At the beginning of a game, there will be no goal or new rule cards in play yet. Gameplay: the player to the left of the dealer goes first. They must follow the rules in the middle of the table. As the game begins, these will be the basic rules. The basic rules are: draw 1 card per turn and play 1 card per turn. The first player will draw 1 card and then play a card from their hand. In general, follow these steps, but pay special mind to the additional rules. 1. Draw the number of cards currently required. 2. Play the number of cards currently required. 3. Discard to the current hand limit, if any. 4. Comply with the current keeper limit, if any. Let's look at the types of cards that could be in your hand. They are new rules, goals, keeper, action, and sometimes creeper cards. Keeper and creeper are different cards. New rule cards are exactly that. They create a new rule. To play a new rule card, place it face up near the basic rules. If it contradicts a new rule already in play, discard that rule. New rule takes effect instantly, so all players must immediately follow the new rule as required. This can often cause a player whose turn it is to draw or play additional cards right away, or it may cause other players to immediately discard some cards. Action cards are one-time use. Just do whatever the card says, then place it immediately into the discard pile. Actions can set off a butterfly effect, which could create many more moves from that one play. Now, the goal cards are super important, because the game cannot end until the in-play goal has been met. To play a goal, place it face down in the center of the table. As mentioned, the game begins with no goal in play, so no one can win until one is played. If this player played milkshake as the goal, then milkshake would be the goal. Whoever can find the milk and the ice cream to make the milkshake first wins. Now, if the next player played this goal card on top, well, they've just eliminated the previous goal. It's no longer milkshake, it's squishy chocolate. You need the sun and a chocolate bar. So if you want to win, you have to find those 2 cards and place them out in front of you. The goal applies to everyone at the table. As soon as someone meets those conditions, they win, even if it's not their turn. But how do you get the goal? Well, you need keepers. Each goal card indicates which keepers you will need to win. Usually it's just 2. The required keepers must have been played out of your hand. It doesn't count if they're in your hand when the goal is showing. So on your turn, use one of your actions to play keepers to the table. If you have more actions, you can play more keepers to the table. Take it out of your hand and place it on the table in front of you, face up so everybody else can see them. Most goals require you to have a particular pair of keepers, so playing a keeper is always a good thing. Just be aware that since your keeper is visible, other players will try to make sure that goal cards with those keepers do not go into play. So if the goal was lullaby, you would need to have sleep and music to make a lullaby. And if I had music and sleep out in front of me as my keepers, well, I would win the game because that's the goal. Finally, we have creepers. Unlike keepers, which are cards that will help you win, creepers are unwanted cards which will often prevent you from winning. As soon as a player draws a creeper card, it immediately goes next to their keepers on the table. Place it face up in front of you with your keepers and draw another card, as this action does not count as a play. Even if you have the correct keepers to meet a goal, you cannot win if you have any creepers on the table next to your keepers. Keepers, creepers. You'll need to use either action cards or new rule cards to eliminate them. Creepers suck. Other rules: if the draw pile runs out, shuffle the discard pile, turn it over, and make a new draw pile and keep playing. The game doesn't end until there is a clear winner. If for some reason 2 or more players meet the winning conditions at the same time, the game continues until a single winner emerges. New players might join in at any time, being dealt a hand of 3 cards. Expansions. It seems like all the expansions can be shuffled right into the starter deck. They have some new crazy rules and goals. Just go with the flow and do your best to cut through the madness and come out victorious. Final thoughts. Give Fluxx a try. I think it's really fun. It's a very simple game, especially with the basic deck. And then if you like a theme of one of the expansions, grab it. We love the Monty Python one. It has some great humorous lines from the movies. I'm sure all the other expansions are similar in that way. And Fluxx is just meant to be a fun, crazy game for a big group of people. I hope you enjoy it too.